How's it going, everybody? It's C-RadTV back here in another video, and welcome to another Detroit Lions 2024 NFL Draft Preview. So in the last pre-draft preview video, we took a look at the top Day 2 defensive lineman prospects in rounds 2 and 3 of the 2024 NFL Draft. And in this video, we're going to round up the Day 2 portions of the 2024 Draft Previews and take a look at the top defensive back and safety prospects in rounds 2 and 3 of the 2024 NFL Draft to see which players the Lions could potentially take a look at targeting in Day 2 of the draft. I mean, Day 2 of the draft has been pretty kind to the Lions in terms of getting players for the secondary, because Day 2 is where the Lions got players like Ifeatu Melifonwu, Kirby Joseph, and Brian Branch 1 year ago. So, if they go Day 2, could they have some more good fortunes for a fourth year in a row? We'll have to see. But anyway, we'll take a look at some defensive back and safety prospects and see who the Lions should keep an eye on for Day 2 of the draft. So anyway, let's go. So starting off with corners, the first one we're going to go over here, hailing out of Missouri, standing 6 feet tall, weighing 185 pounds, we got Enos Rakestraw. So for Enos, he's your prototype intangibles corner, because while there are plenty of measurable assets on his report, his instincts and his football IQ help him stand out the most in this draft class. Terms of strengths, compact on a sturdy frame, long arms, appear to play lighter than his listed weight. He's eager to tackle, contact, chasing cover corner. His best with the ball in front of him as a man-to-man, school defensive back. Physical at the snap to disrupt timing, warrants top competitive grade. Strong enough in run support, can be considered as a nickel or safety option. Doesn't flinch if he's overmatched, has been praised for his mental makeup. Plays the ball in the air, can make adjustments, synchronized hands, feet in coverage, fluid laterally, transitioning coverage to maintain contact with the route. He's capable of starting in the slot and playing the boundary. Terms of weaknesses, though, he's unproven in true off-man or zone coverage at the corner position. His injury history will be viewed as problematic for some teams. His medical testing will be critical because of it. He's penalty-prone with tendency to grab and clasp. Had limited ball production, only one career interception in college, but he had 24 career passes defended. Tackling against supersized backs in the NFL is going to require better technique. He needs to prove sustained speed. It said in January he could target, the 4.3 range and the 40 at the cut 40. In terms of NFL comparison, he's been compared to Jalen Johnson of the Chicago Bears. Overall, a lot of things to like out of him, but that injury history could raise some red flags about his durability. Might be a gamble to take him unless it's a depth piece. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Georgia, standing 6 feet tall, weighing 180 pounds, we got Kamari Lassiter. So for Kamari's strengths, fluid mover, easy transition speed, agility if not long, stopwatch speed, aggressive in all phases, lives the Georgia eat off the floor mantra, wins with effort and physicality as a willing tackler, unafraid of meeting the ball at the receiver across the middle, uses jolt in his hands, can stun receivers with a jam at the line, free himself for blockers that don't make initial contact. He sees it, feels what's coming, relies on instincts to stay in the play, quick to sense the screen and break up the blocking dam in front of him. High impact tackler. Will miss some when not wrapping up against bigger, stronger NFL skilled players. In terms of his negatives, though, his weight room strength doesn't match his hand strength. Modest leverage. He'll show up until he corrects pad discipline. He must prove consistent vertical speed. Good timing and effort as a blitzer, but he needs a clean path. Key can be buoyed by committed blocking wide receivers in the run game. Can be wiped out by agile offensive linemen hitting the second level. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Trevarius Ward to the San Francisco 49ers. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game. Has a lot of dog in him. Fits the Dan Campbell mantra to a T. I think this is definitely somebody to keep an eye on for sure. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Penn State, standing 5'11", weighing 185 pounds, we got Kalen King. So for Kalen's strengths, physical corner, plays big even if the measuring tape and scale tell a different story. Biggest improvement from a sophomore to junior year was in run support. Pursues with purpose, is willing to hit, anticipating direction and motive before play develop. Strong understanding of offensive concepts. Lines up teammates and knows his roles and then some. Athlete and a football player that wins with preparation and instincts. In terms of his weaknesses, though, he didn't fare well without sidekick Joey Porter Jr. on the other side. Desire's there, but play strength subpar. Lateral agility, phone booth quickness, they aren't there consistently. Not as long or tall as the elite corners in this class in recent drafts, and matching up with the likes of the DK Metcalfs and the Mike Evans of the world, it won't be easy at his size and wingspan. He has a tendency to rise out of his pedal, gives up leverage or position, not likely to win on a stopwatch, fast enough in terms of field speed as opposed to track speed. He could be typecast in a nickel corner role. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Byron Murphy of the Minnesota Vikings. Overall, there are a lot of things to like out of his game. Very physical player. Definitely, I think, someone to keep an eye on for sure. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of TCU, standing 6 feet tall, weighed 188 pounds. We got Josh Newton. So for Josh's strengths, loaded with energy and experience, had 59 career starts in his college career across the secondary. He can play outside or in the slot. Smooth footwork, back pedal, gaining depth easily. Discipline in man or zone coverage, willing and run support. Explosive quickness, good reaction time to recover on misdirection or play action. Had excellent ball production with 7 career interceptions in college. He's instinctive with a high football IQ. He ran a 10.51 in the 100-meter dash. He's also one of the bigger sleeper picks of this draft class because he's a team captain, natural leader, and a smoldering man corner. He's a little older and has the need to eliminate big plays. In terms of his weaknesses, though, his arm length and his height are average, narrow frame, tight hips, could be tried at safety. He didn't participate in the Senior Bowl, and he can be caught taking risks and was responsible for at least 9 TDs combined in his final 3 years in college. He turns 24 in September, 6 years removed from high school, including a redshirt year in 2018 to transition from wide receiver, when the top-ranked corner in his recruiting class was former Detroit Lions first-round pick in 2020, Jeff Okudah. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Greg Newsome from the Cleveland Browns. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game. Leader of men for sure. Was very productive in college. I think this is someone to keep an eye on for sure. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Oregon, standing 6'2", weighing 200 pounds. We got Kyrie Jackson. So for Kyrie, he's the prototype run support corner because he's physical, competitive. Toughness is a draw with the supersized corner. He's unafraid of taking on all comers. In terms of his strengths, smoldering height, length, size for the position. Looked like a supersized corner or misplaced safety against slot receivers. Scheme versatile, most comfortable in competitive scenarios coming from press and man coverage. Closes quickly from distance, knows how to use his wingspan. He has wingspan of 78 inches, which tops among all the corners that were invited at the Senior Bowl. Can disrupt passing lanes and timing the receivers. Versatile enough, can switch the tight ends and bigger backs releasing to help disguise a blitz. Terror shooting through blocking on screens and sweeps. Hits to dislodge the ball. Natural ball skills, has extensive wide receiver background. In terms of negatives, if a prospect can tout upside potential, it scares some away due to his age and experience. Kyrie's the man. He's a 2-year high school player, nearly quit the game after graduation. Has a winning perspective of his journey to get here, but that won't win favor in every draft war room on draft night. Knows where receivers want to go, has natural tools to defend the ball in the air, but stiff hips, below average change of direction agility. He'll be a target until proven otherwise. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Benjamin St. Just, the Washington Commanders. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game. Fits everything to a T. Wants to be a winner. Wants to play for a winner. Think this is someone that 100% fits the Lions culture to the T as well. All right, so the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Iowa State, standing 6'2", weighing 195 pounds. We got TJ Tampa. So for TJ's strength, big, physical, strong, TKO reputation as a tackler, instinctive in coverage, helps mask tangible athletic limitations. Expected as a baseline for an NFL corner. Long and athletic strides, helps cover serious real estate. Wants to be great, invests heavily in improvement. Best in zone coverage, would invite a hybrid label in the right system. Has the grit to compete for the ball against tight ends. Shows more enough speed to hold up even if the stopwatch signals relative concern. Long arms, can push and redirect receivers, free himself from blocks downfield. Tracks the ball well over his shoulders, has enough length to get to the ball in limited distances when he's beamed. In terms of his weaknesses, though, he can be caught leaning forward at the snap. He walks on QBs at ball pursuit, loses proper angle discipline, misses sure tackles going for the highlight reel hit. Too often caught standing upright or frozen watching the backfield in zone coverage. Size could imply conversion to safety to avoid asking him to match elite speed and coverage. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Trey Flowers of the Atlanta Falcons. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game. Physical player, has a lot of grit, which fits that Lions' new catchphrase, all grit. Definitely I think someone the Lions will be keeping an eye on for sure. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Missouri, standing 5'11", weighing 173 pounds. We got Chris Abrams-Drain. So for Chris's strengths, explosive all-around athlete, proven playmaker at multiple positions, started with wide receiver, QB, and corner in high school. Experienced kickoff returner, had a 100-yard TD against Tennessee in 2021. If you want to watch some tape there, which the special teams experience is going to be crucial now, especially with the new kickoff rules the NFL just implemented, by the way. And you can't call fair catches anymore. You actually got to return the ball now. But other than that, though, short area bursts, evident stop-and-go reaction to zone coverage, runs receiver routes for them with detailed understanding of nuisance of the position, excellent diagnostic skills, anticipates what's coming, capable nickel and safety converted in the right scheme, had tremendous ball skills with 7 career interceptions in college, quick to recover, can receive high marks for competitiveness, and he's a willing tackler. In terms of his weaknesses, though, smaller, lighter frame than the side for the position. Play strike was good enough at Missouri, but without more mass, he'll be an easy target for blockers that get erased and run support. Very small hands that measure under 9 inches, which brings challengers in contested catch situations and pulling down ball carriers in the open field. Field grab tendencies and coverage will show up against elite-level receivers. He must be best suited to start his career at nickel with the ability to move outside. Evolving recognition of shallow and underneath routes is relatively new to the position. His hips aren't tight, but he transitions out of the back pedal and can be segmented. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Asante Samuel Jr. of the Los Angeles Chargers. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game for sure. Offers some special teams versatility too, which will be crucial now for special teams. But overall, I think this is someone to keep an eye on for sure. And the final corner we're going to go over in this video before we move on to safeties, we have hailing out of Louisville, standing 5'10", weighing 183 pounds. We have Jarvis Brownlee. So for Jarvis, his strengths, competitive with long arms, good instincts, be open position, walks in when one-on-one. He has a fiery in your jersey defender, makes an opponent know he's there, feels the route before it develops, very light feet, explosive initial movement, senses misdirection, can covers ground, can get downhill and support against the run, has enough speed to stay in phase vertically, athletic movements, easily transitions out of his back pedal, can break with the ball. In terms of his weaknesses, though, his size can push him inside the nickel, depending on where he lands in the NFL. Had 1 career interception in college. He wants to tackle, doesn't easily disengage against large blockers, including receivers. Rarely comes down on the ball in competitive situations when he faces taller, stronger receivers. Had only 5 career pass breakups in college. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Levi Wallace of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game. Has a few limitations, though. I think this is someone to keep an eye on for sure. Now moving on to safeties. The first one we're going to go over here, hailing out of Miami, standing 5'11", weighing 205 pounds. We got Carmen Kinchens. So for Carmen, he's a prototype top playmaker safety because while he's not yet a finished product, he was an All-ACC first team in 2022 and 2023 and has a reputation as a thumper and a ball hawk and accounted to 5 interceptions in just 10 games in 2023. In terms of strengths, defensive back and a running back frame, has the low profile to match up with receivers in the flat and cover short areas and zone schemes. 3-step acceleration at top speed, explosive contact, can leave a mark when he makes a tackle. Good range as a center fielder, more natural moving to the action than trying to run in man coverage. Ball hawk with the hands to complete the interception, had 6 in 2022. Physical and fights blocks, competitive verve, unstoppable with an alley to the action, gaining steam at every stride. In terms of his weaknesses, though, he lacks the prototype size, build, and length of an NFL safety. Doesn't make many plays when he moves the receiver vertically or chases plays from behind. Jumpy and eager, can make a read when patience is required against outside zone and RPO action. Over-aggressive pursuit can get caught taking the bait on play action and misdirection. Coverage technique needs work. Shaky tackler too often tries to deliver in the high right reel hit. Build speed to close. Isn't son to redirect if he loses a step on crossing routes. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Darnell Savage of the Green Bay Packers. Overall, a lot of things to like out of him. He's a ball hawk, can make plays, was very productive. Definitely, I think, someone to keep an eye on for sure. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Washington State, standing 6'2", weighing 212 pounds. We got Jaden Hicks. So for Jaden's strengths, peak versatility for a safety aligning in the slot. It's a deep safety and in the box with more than 100 snaps in each spot in 2023. Covets key role in game plan. I'm just see his tape against Washington in 2023 and produced when it mattered. Determined, dynamic defender close to the line of scrimmage. Use his height and strength, can overpower receivers and reroute them. Tough and competitive. Trained to see plays before they happen. Can run with tight ends and some receivers. Uses muscle, height, and burst to expand its disruption radius. In terms of his weaknesses, though, his coverage gets a passing grade overall, but more than 2/3 of intended targets with him assigned as a primary defender were completed in 2023. His burst gets him to the ball, but his long speed will be exposed on extended routes. His range to close from hash to sideline, lacking true sideline to sideline impact. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Jeremy Chin of the Carolina Panthers. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game. Has versatility and a lot of experience playing almost any position in the secondary. Definitely, I think, someone to keep an eye on for sure. And the final safety, the final player in the secondary, the final player we're going to talk about in this video. We have hailing out of Georgia, standing 5'10", weighing 206 pounds. We got Tyke Smith. So for Tyke, he's the prototype read and react safety because he's trained at multiple positions, embraces the challenge, answers any doubts about his size with good instincts. He's capable of being a multi-use eraser every defensive coordinator covets and dreams of. In terms of strength, he's more physical than his size suggests. He's capable of sliding a nickel roll, but shorter arms present some challenges with his arms measured at 31 3/8 inches. He changes direction on a dime, can mirror receivers in the slot, closes gaps from the deep third of the field and zone, can create collisions and disrupt. Non-stop motor, top football intelligence, sees misdirections and communicates to realigned teammates. Versatile with starts at corners and in multiple hybrid positions. In terms of his weaknesses, though, quick twitch athlete, beats him off the ball, gains leverage in the route. Long speed's questionable, largely untested as a single high safety. There is significant projection in his ideal role as a pro because of his jack-of-all-trades usage at Georgia. He's eager but not always able to shed blocks, washed down in short yardage situations and on the ground too often. His size limits potential use at corner. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Marcel Harris and the New York Jets. Overall, though, a lot of things to like out of his game. Can always read and react to plays well. Can possibly put his teammates in the right position. I think this is someone to keep an eye on for sure. But yeah, anyway, that'll wrap it up for this Detroit Lions NFL draft preview. So yeah, quite a few interesting prospects to keep an eye on in the secondary for rounds 2 and 3 in the draft. And who knows, with how much of a genius Brad Holmes has been and how much he's cooked in the drafts, there's a chance the Lions could strike gold if they take a corner or safety in day 2 of the draft. I mean, it's happened 3 years in a row with Iffy, Kirby, and Brian Branch. Could it happen a 4th time if it comes down to that? I wouldn't doubt it one bit. But yeah, there's definitely some interesting prospects to keep an eye on for day 2 of the draft. A couple players I think that could be an impact starter. At some point down the line, it could really help lock down this Lions secondary and really make this secondary even stronger. You know, they're still lacking a true corner, number 2 corner after the whole Cam Sutton thing. And, you know, it's unknown if the Lions are going to go sign somebody in free agency yet. If they're going to wait till a week or so before the draft or wait till after the draft or until around OTAs or trading camp. That's unknown, though. Time will tell there. But I think 100% the Lions are going to be targeting a corner in this draft, no doubt. And trying to fix that up. But anyway, though, that'll wrap it up here. That's all I got to say. And in the next video, we're going to start doing the day 3 portions of the draft previews. And for the day 3 draft portions, we're going over every single position draft class there is. Because day 3 of the draft, rounds 4 through 7, it's all about depth and getting depth pieces for the roster. But anyway, that'll wrap it up here. That's all I got to say. Hope everyone's a great day, and I'll see you all whatever I make next. I'm out.